Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing Hachsek's learning of the Pele Yoetz, day 42, new chapter called Chidush, Novel Ideas in Torah. New ideas in Torah. Yadua Milas on the Chadesh Chidush Torah. It's known the Milas, the great advantages, or the levels of a person who's Mechadesh. That he's Mechadesh, he comes up with new insights and ideas in the Torah. Chashiv ma'od b'shamayim ima'al is very chashiv, very beloved in the Shemayims. Ad Shoma B'Zar Kodesh, it says in the Zohar the following: Shabayde Shemayim Chadashim, he builds in Shemayim Chadashim new things. Va'alov HaKosav Omer, it says Lintoya Shemayim v'Lisad Aretz, he spreads out the heavens and Lisad Aretz, he puts foundations into the earth. V'Leimer L'Tzion, and it says to Tzion Sha'arim HaMetziyonim Ba'alacha Ami Ata, those gates that are mitzuyanim, that are excelling in halacha, Ami ata, you are my nation. Says the Zohar, Al tikre Ami, don't read it, you are my nation. Ele imi, you are with me. That when you are coming up with chidushim, new ideas in the Torah and the like, you are together with me. Zok der, shenase shutaf la kodesh baruch hu, you become a shutaf, a partner with the Rabbi Shalom in the building of the entire universe. That's what a Chiddush of Torah, something new and insight, it is able to accomplish. Every person has an obligation to fulfill their quota of Chiddushim, what they're able to, meaning according to their share, according to their abilities. But whatever you do, you should put in your efforts to come up with a Chiddush, a new idea in the Torah. A new idea, not a new idea in the Torah, but a new understanding, a depth that didn't exist before, something, an insight into a pasuk, as we'll see. You should ask questions, uletars, and give the answers. But Tanakh, psukim that you find in Tanakh, ubeshas, and that which you find in Shas, steers and contradictions and different things, and shakavataris that are hard to understand, and the Tosfos as a kasha and a Rashi, that's where you should be. Or the farish perushim bepardes, or come along and be mafarsh, explain what it means in Pardes, the hidden areas of the Torah, Pshat, Remez, Jush, Tzoid, the hidden things in Kabbalah. Al Tanakh v'Shas, you'll find Pardes in Tanakh and in Shas, going deeper if you could, if that's where you're holding. Listen, these are amazing words. It's Chidush Torah, new insights and ideas. They are a tikkun, a great tikkun, for any any sin that you might have committed. Ulechol chatas, for all sins. Ubefrad lovim pagam bris, and specifically, if a person ends up being a poigim in the bris, which is, they did perhaps like a zero levatol, they had a mission that was for naught from themselves. Why is that? The semen of a person comes from their moyach, it comes from their brain. What does that mean? Either two things. Either one, that the thoughts that a person has, the inappropriate thoughts, lead him to what's called zera levatala, to wasting his seed. But even Kabbalistically, it seems that somehow the moyach, the brain, is what forms the semen, and therefore when you have a chiddush of Torah, so you're mesakin everything that a person might have done wrong there. V'tikunu sheyitrach b'moichoy, and therefore the tikkun is going to be, the way you correct it is, be matriach, work hard to come up with a chiddush in the Torah that will purify the mind, purify the moyach. Ubefrat b'Shabbos, especially on Shabbos. Chashuv ma'od she'mechadesh chidushei Torah. It's very chashuv, very great for a person if they could come up with chidushim on Shabbos itself. Kasher hiflig b'shivcha b'zar kodesh, the Zohar itself speaks about the great praises of the person who uses the holiness and the sanctity of Shabbos for Torah. Ma magir lo, what is going to reach him, uma nase yikar gedula nefesh avim v'imai. He brings such goodness and such value to the souls of his father and his mother. It's such a nachas ruach to them when he, on Shabbos Kodesh, which again is the holy day of the week, where you have a neshama yisir, an extra soul, and you have more ruchnis in your life, and the noise of the world is turned down, and therefore your mind should be able to think better. So the chidushim that you're going to have on Shabbos should be even greater. I saw once, when I see it from, I don't remember right now, he said that a chiddush he was able to tell the difference. I think it was maybe Chidush Arim. The Chidush Arim said he could tell the difference between a Chidush, an insight into the Torah that somebody had during the week and that somebody had on Shabbos. Because the Chidushi Torah that a person has on Shabbos, with that all that ruchnis that's going on, is much greater. If you want to see this beautiful language of the Zohar that speaks about this, you look in my kuntris, in my other work called Oyrois Elim. If someone doesn't have the mental capacity to really be mechadish, come up with new ideas in the Torah, there is still a way that he could correct this and fulfill this purpose or this mission of chidushim. Sheyilmad chidushi Torah as a shekvar asal v'nichtam b'sefer. Pick up another sefer that was written by somebody else who has his own chidushim in there, and you learn them up, and that will be considered kol asher yilmad v'yeda. Anything that you learn and you know, as a shelo yodo, that you didn't know before. Choshev ki'ilu chidra, as if you yourself or mechadish, you came up with the idea itself. So learn another sefer. And therefore, a person should put in all effort. If you know how to open up a sefer and read and learn, at least on Shabbos, he's saying, come up with one chiddush that you could learn and understand better. That will be your chiddush for the week. However, if you don't know how to learn so well from a sefer, it's hard for you to read and learn. Then at least go into a shir, listen what the rabbi has to say. A new idea that you didn't know before. That's also chidushim. Maybe even if you don't understand what it says in the Zohar, like we pointed out before, is as if you do somewhere deep in your nefesh, you do understand, and therefore it's chidushim. Whether you have a lot of chidushim or only a few, as long as your heart is directed towards Shemaim, towards the heaven, that's all that counts in the eyes of Hashem. And therefore, says the Pele Yoetz, make sure that you work as hard as you can in whichever avenue it's going to come out in, that you learn chidushi Torah, whether you can do the chidushim on your own, whether you're going to learn from another sefer, whether you're going to hear it in a shir, but you are mechadish, you bring that newness, that freshness, that insight from yourself. That's a big tikkun for a person here in this world. All the best.